Hey everybody, and welcome to another Fish Tech show. Guys, very exciting. Last week was quite stressful for those of you who are following the World Carp Classic qualifier being held at Rudderkoppies Dam. There were some very tense moments there. It was very exciting. Obviously Fish Tech had quite a few irons in the fire there with regard to customers and supporters and what have you, but sorry to say it, unashamedly admitting that I was truly rooting for Team Fish Tech, old Leslie Barnard and his team. Man, you guys did an absolutely fantastic job, but not taking anything away from the other anglers. You guys all did extremely well. There were records made for the first time in this tournament. Biggest fish, top bags, just one of those insane type of tournaments. It was very, very exciting. But guys, something I do just straight off the bat, I just want to give huge credit to the organizers of this tournament. Guys, it was absolutely fantastic. The quality of the videos that were being released on YouTube every day, like a summary of the day. Man, the quality, everything about them were just absolutely amazing. I'm going to play some in the background. I'm going to play some photographs from their Facebook page. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to play some of their videos. I'm going to play a part of the prize giving at the end. But guys, please, you must go and visit Carp SA channel on YouTube. And of course, the World Carp Qualifier page on Facebook. So yes, congratulations to everybody concerned, anglers and the organizers and whatnot. But the organizers, geez, I take my cap off to you guys. I haven't seen any other bass tournaments in South Africa that can give such high quality video straight off the bat every single day on a summary. The guys are there when the guys catch a fish. The cameraman is there. The officials are there. Just a spectacular thing to watch. It was very, very exciting. Right, let's get into it. Right, guys, like I said, for the first time, the Fish Tech charts were used quite extensively. It's a serious tournament. It's a big tournament. The guys that obviously won this, well done, SA Carp. You guys really rocked it right at the end there. You pulled it out the bag. Well, you had a great week anyway. You know, you had a good week. And then at the last minute, you guys grabbed it, which was quite spectacular. Guys, as you know, I'm all about the charts. So let's get into what did the guys have to work with that were at the dam. Guys, without a doubt, the number one choice when it comes to carp is Lawrence. The Lawrence brand by far stands out, and the guys are not using little entry-level units. Guys, these are serious fishermen. I know there's been comments about the carp guys where you get your more snobbish anglers saying comments, anyway, I'm not going to drop names. But let me tell you, the specimen carp guys are on a next level. And all the carp guys are coming up. I know a lot of guys say, the papgoeiers, this, that, and that. But let me tell you, everybody is upping their game. I'm watching it. The equipment is getting better. Technically, it's getting better. But if you take this tournament here, the charts, I think with the Lawrence units were sort of the star of the show when it comes to that. But hang on, before I talk about that, let me rephrase that. Before I say that the charts and the Lawrence were the star of the show, this is not true. I'm going to retract that statement. It's always the angler. The angler is the star of the show, regardless of what you have. Like you go to an air show and you watch the Red Bull acrobatics team doing these death-defying stunts. Excuse me. Let me tell you, these guys are really, really masters of their trade. Let's call them the pilots for now, because we're talking about airplanes and the air show. Now, when a Red Bull pilot goes and enters a tournament, it's him, his ability, which is number one. It's the plane itself. It's the parts of the plane. What motor is in the plane? What propeller are you using? It's the ailerons. It's the rudder. It's all these things that make up this winning combination. Can you enter an air show without a rudder? How exciting is a rudder? It's not that exciting. It's a rudder. But take the rudder away and you're in trouble. Or what about the landing gear? You're up in the air. You say, I don't need landing gear. Look at me. I'm flying like a bird. It's incredible. At some point, you've got to come down. And if you haven't got the landing gear, it's a sad story. Okay? This is what I'm seeing with guys that are taking this sport very, very seriously in the carp game, especially the specimen carp guys. The fish tech charts with their Lawrence fish finders is a part of that aeroplane. It's a part of it. No one's going to say, oh, it's the fish tech charts that did this, or you very often say this lure did this, or this rod did this, or whatever. It's the package. And it's the pilot that was at the helm to make decisions on when to use the rudder, when to use the ailerons, when to use the landing gear, when to accelerate, when to decelerate. Okay? It's the fisherman. The fisherman is the ultimate tool, is the ultimate weapon in this case, okay? And then he's got all these tools around him. Now, the fish tech charts are a serious part of that. Sure, you can get cheap ones. You can get very cheap charts and basic charts and what have you. You can go on to Google Earth and you can look at satellite imagery and you can do all that type of thing. But if you're at the level at which these guys were at this last weekend now, you want to get the best charts you can get your hands on. And guys, without a shadow of a doubt, it's a Lawrence unit. Now, especially this last week, I had a lot of people contacting me and saying, listen, do your charts work? I've got a Lawrence. I'm so excited. I've got a hook unit or a hook 2 or whatever. Do your charts work on there? I've heard rumors. No, they don't. We have basic contours, yeah, sure. But that's entry-level stuff. Contours are entry-level. Look, contours is the fundamental basis of a chart, of any chart. You can't have any chart without the contours. But in 2024, to just have contours, Do you live in a house that's just a foundation? There's no walls, there's no roof, there's no windows, there's no aircon, there's no stove, there's no geyser, there's no PlayStation. No. We fill it with luxury items, and that's what a fish tech chart is. It's a luxury tool. It has so many options. It has photographs, it has drone imagery, it has contours, it has shaded relief, it has ultra high frequency side scan, it has ultra high definition elevation shaded relief. The list just goes on and on and on. Absolutely fantastic tool, and that's what you want. Okay, now what I did for the guys that went up there is I made the organizers actually released a fantastic online file that they could put onto their phones, onto Google Maps, and know exactly where their boundaries were, because there were 15 pegs from the water fairs by the dam wall all the way down to Twin Peaks Bay. There was 15 pegs, and there were the boundaries. Okay, and the guys sometimes had confusion. Yeah, but where's my boundary? No more. Okay, so to make it even easier, what I did was I took that information from the organizers, and thank you to the organizers and their team, and I converted it to a Lawrence file. So let's have a look at the Lawrence unit and what I did there. So you would download this GPX file that I created. You push your pages button, you'd go to storage, and obviously you would have saved this card to the SD card. Don't do what I did. I put it onto my chart. That's very bad. You mustn't do that. Rather put it onto a separate card and never put your fish tech chart into a computer. I can do it, because if something goes wrong, I just make myself another one. For you, that's expensive. Okay, so there's my converted file, and then I'm going to import that. Yes, we want to import that. We're going to close that. And there we have it. Let's go back to just the chart. And now we have our pegs and our borders. Now be careful. You see that? That would be a peg, and this would be a border. It's your peg 14 boundary. That one there would be your peg 14, and that would be your peg 13 boundary. Okay. So that makes it really, really easy. Now from here you can see what the guys are typically fishing. If you look at, for example, these guys here at peg 6, okay, look how far and how much water they had to work with. Let's go back, measure, reset to cursor. These guys had 1.5 kilometers range to work with. I know there's one of the videos where they said they were working at 1.2, so we're going to pull that back to 1.2, and it's going to be there. Okay, that's the range that apparently these guys were fishing. Guys, if you look at that, let's just finish measuring there. If you look at that, the contours do tell a great story that makes a lot of sense why they'd be fishing there. There's a nice big flat that was coming out there. It comes very close to the river edge, as you can see there. There's quite a few things. So this was a really good peg. I think peg 6 had some really interesting stuff on it from a contour perspective. But what would shaded relief give us, for example? How much more information would a shaded relief give us? So we go to our categories, we turn that off. Okay, we can see there's a nice steep little ledge. So peg 6 probably, from a river channel, what they call a swing, they probably had one of the top spots in this area here. That's something really worthwhile working at. And again, the shaded relief is a wonderful tool. I do, however, have a spot that stands out in this whole area on the far side. And you can see the little exclamation mark that I've put there. You see that there? Now, from the contour charts and the shaded relief, what would make that one specific spot stand out and be an ultimate hotspot? You think, oh, but that must be quite close. That's not that far. Let's take from there, back, measure, reset to cursor, to there. That's nearly 200 meters. That's 2 rugby fields. Now we all know that these big fish are moving up and down. You've got feed in the water attracting them and what have you. But it's nice to target fish and feed up areas that fish are quite comfortable traveling in. What is there, if they're on the N1 or the N3, for example, okay? Why put your feed on the R something on a dirt road off to the side? No, use your charts, use your knowledge. You know about these fish, you know their habits, you know how they like to move, you know what sort of protection they like if they need it, the most likely path they were to follow, and what would possibly make them stop for a few seconds. Now that's the type of place where you'd want to put your feed. So let's finish this here and let's have a look. So shaded relief didn't really tell us why is this exclamation point so good, and neither did the contours. What about the satellite? Let's go to the satellite. Let's turn that off. No, the satellite doesn't give it to us either. Then we just left with the contours. But what does a fish tech chart have? And guys, this is the main reason why anybody buys a fish tech chart, is for what I'm going to show you now. It is the ultra high frequency mosaic. Now I went there in February this year and I redid it with Amy. And as you can see, it was a massive job. It was that whole construction site, what they call the construction site area. It was the whole from the dam wall all the way down, past Twin Peaks, all the way down to nearly Croc Bay. That was a huge, huge update. Okay, it was done primarily for this tournament. That was our concentration when we did this. And we also have an Ultra HF East that I also did, but we're not going to concentrate on that now. We're looking at the carp tournament. So why is this exclamation mark so good? And there it is there. Those big rocks there is a very, very likely spot where big cruising carp could say, let's pull in here at the Ultra City for a while and just have a rest and a look around. Oh look, somebody's put their food nearby, their feed. Wow, let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a bite. Okay, would be a classic spot. Okay, so what else would have given us that information? Nothing. There is nothing like Ultra HF high frequency mosaic that would show you that type of detail. Is that the only spot on this peg? That's a peg 5 boundary, so they've got all the way from here. There's your peg 6 boundary, so they could have gone in here. They could have targeted all this over here, all this interesting stuff here, of course those rocks over there. Even on the other side, once you come back to the other side of the river, let's come back on the inside of that channel where it starts to get shallow again, and you can see, what have we got there? Have we got anything interesting? Yes, there's something there. Okay, I've got no idea what that is. Okay, but it would be worthwhile. It would be worthwhile looking at. Okay, so this is typically what you would do with your charts. Guys, I'm going to stop talking about the charts then. I think there is something else. The photographs. You will notice we also have, for instance, here in Twin Peaks, We also have aerial HD for there. This is an area that was mapped with the drone, which is incredibly high definition. We've also got these photographs. You see all these photographs here? You can view them on the image. And these photographs were taken when the dam was down at 71%. There's a lot of weeds inside there now. The guys that were fishing now, the dam was extremely full. So a lot of the stuff that's on these photographs would actually help out quite incredibly. Sometimes it can be a bit tricky. Okay, you can see sort of hazards that you need to be aware of. What is there now? What was there? I think a lot of the stuff has been cleared up somewhat. So that's also quite nice. But yeah, the photographs are also fantastic. So don't forget about the photograph. What's also nice with the Ultra HF that was done so recently is you can see how much it's actually been cleaned up. You know, if you look at that photograph you saw just now, you can still see there's some timber and stuff that's left there that could be a bit of a hazard. But I mean, look at all this nice rock here that you've got right in front of you. I think this was peg 14, I mean. Peg 14, peg 15 over there. Some interesting stuff. Yeah, so yeah, that's, guys, like I said, you the pilot. You're going to an air show. Make sure you've got the prop, the motor, the landing gear, the ailerons, the rudder, you've got everything. And a lot of the guys in this last tournament did exactly that. Right, let's have a look at, as you can see, I've got the pictures playing in the background still. I'm going to try and play some video in the background while I'm busy talking. I'll see what I can do, see how much of it comes through and what doesn't come through. Guys, the winning fish. I'm going to play the video for you quickly so you can see the results. And as you can see, man, it was just so close. It was so close. It was just grams in some cases. But these records that were made. So really, to all the guys really upped their game. Like I said to you, these are Red Bull pilots. These are not, guys just mucking about. No, these are Red Bull pilots doing Red Bull pilot things. And they've got Red Bull pilot tools, okay? And they're utilizing the tools. That's why the game is out. Record total weights, record fish come out for the tournament. Take your hats off to the anglers. These are true Red Bull. I'm going to call them Red Bull pilots from now on. These guys are bloody excellent. Fantastic job, guys. Right, let's have a look at the prize giving video. I'm going to play that. I'm going to move out the way. I'm going to work on something else quickly while you guys watch that. And then I want to tell you where the guys are going when September. I think it's September, late September, the winning team. Congratulations, the SA Carp guys, customers of ours. And let's have a look where you're going to go after the thing. And congratulations to everybody.
For our third place winners, give a round of applause. Team Fish 2 in third place, 46.88 kilograms. Team Fish 2 won. The father and son team. Then, the difference between first and second place was very, very close. Less than a kilogram, and it's both these bags are basically the biggest bags we've ever had. At the Classic and at any other tournament at Ridderkoppies. In second place, a big round of applause for the guys from KZN, Team Fish Tech, Leslie Barnard, all the guys, they traveled so far. Excellent angling by Leslie. They didn't have a lot of fish, but all the fish they got were solid big fish. that just shows proper skill, proper specimen angling. It's not about numbers, it's about quality. Second place, Leslie Barner and Team Fish Stick. Well done, guys. Now, we crown brand new World Carp Classic SA Qualifier Champions 2024. Give it up, SA Carpers, with a weight of 50.13 kilograms, the biggest bag ever at World Carp Classic, a 50-kilogram bag. SA Carpers compared to that of Bishop 18.15, 16.96 and a 15.02 mirror. The best looking fish we've ever seen. And they are going to France to represent South Africa at the World Carp Classic. World Carp Classic in September. Enjoy the
Right, guys, so Team SA Carp, well done. And what tools, now you've got the problem of what tools have you got to work with when you go to France? You've obviously got your navionics. We're going sort of east of Paris, just southwest from Luxembourg, and this is it here, Lake Madina. Okay, so you do have some basic contours. Nothing spectacular, but it is a guideline, so you guys will have something to work with here. You can get the navionics chart. The Lawrence guys, the guys that are using the Lawrence units, you've got CMAP, you've got CMAP Genesis. And oh, this is a social map. This is like a community type mapping. It's free. You can download this. You can sign up and you can download this free of charge, and you can put this into your Lawrence Fish Finder. If you guys are interested in a satellite for this, or the SA Carp guys for Lake Madina, give Colleen a shout. She'll organize a satellite chart that you can put into your Lawrence units for when you go over there. So you're not completely blind. Unfortunately, you're not going to have a fish tech chart. You know what, funny thing talking about that. We do have a franchise in Europe. We got Fish Tech Europe. I've got a sneaky suspicion that this lake here could be a no petrol outboards. So if that is the case, we would have to get an electric outboard and fit it onto Amy and go and map this. We're definitely not going to have that done this year. We've got quite a few projects on in Europe currently, but who knows, maybe next year Lake Madina France could be one of our charts, and then you'd have these absolutely amazing, incredible ultra HF side scan mosaics. So yeah, that's quite interesting. 2025, let's see what happens. So guys, the final message to everybody is I just really want to congratulate everybody for turning the sport of carp angling into such a professional and exciting thing to watch. If you told me 5-10 years ago that it would be exciting to watch carp fishing, I'd be nervous. I'd be like, I can't see it. But let me tell you, the way the guys are doing it now, the fish they're catching, the way they're doing it, the professionalism of the anglers, it's just something to really, and the organizers, don't take anything away from the organizers, absolutely fantastic. I'll be following you guys closely. Thank you so much for your support, buying our Fish Tech charts, adding the rudder to your plane or your ailerons or your landing gear, whichever, or the prop or the motor, whichever way you want to see it. I suppose the criticality of the charts depends on what you're doing at the time, whether you're going to a turn or landing. Back to the airplane story. But guys, remember, the biggest advantage of a chart is what you can do at home, weeks or months before you even go to the tournament. Every nook, every cranny, every rock, everything. So in this case here, out of 15 pegs, you don't know what peg you're going to draw. But if you've studied this whole area and you put your hand in there and you pull out peg whatever, if you've studied your charts properly, you're going to know exactly, those are my choices, those are my distance ranges that I'm going to need for that swim, and boom, 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 you're going to know where to put your feed. You're going to know, okay, it's obviously going to depend on a water level at the time. If there's been a drought for whatever reason and the level has dropped dramatically, you're going to have to make an adjustment, but you'd be prepared for that leading up to the tournament. You'd make those adjustments on your chart at home. You'd say, okay, whoa, hang on, we're 12 feet down, we need to make adjustments here. Okay, those are all tools that are available on the unit using your colored isobaths. So yeah, be prepared before you even get there. And then when you do go there and practice, you're really getting the maximum out of your practice, not just starting with a clean slate. So yeah, guys, congratulations to SA Carp. Congratulations to Team Fish Tech. You guys did fantastic. Team Fish, you guys also did a fantastic job. Man, those weights were just absolutely phenomenal. Guys, thanks for watching the video once again. And those of you who are not carp anglers and are watching this video, you might want to have a look at this carp game. It's quite exciting. I'll see you guys next time.